Well, we are here in the Virginia This Morning kitchen where our next guest is going to mix together some fantastic flavors, including cumin, chive, cilantro, and coffee.
A lot of everything going on. Executive Chef Asar Arianka is here to share his recipe for chili rubbed coffee braised beef. Good morning, Chef. Welcome back.
Good morning. How you doing?
Good to see you. Got the oil shimmering there in the pan, so that's where we start, right?
Yes, ma'am. Okay, so first we're going to take our piece of beef. I already seasoned it with salt and pepper. We're going to sear it off.
And what cut are you using?
This right here is a piece of top round. You can use sirloin or whatever beef of your choice. Best meat to use is something that is a tougher meat because, of course, it has more value. You don't have to pay as much as you would for a tenderloin. And with the process of cooking it and then braising it, you make it tender.
Because you're going to cook it a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Because there's not a lot of fat on there.
Not at all.
What kind of oil did you put in there?
I put vegetable oil in there. The reason you want to use vegetable oil because it has a higher burning point. If you use olive oil, it'll have smoke because it can't be brought to such a high temperature.
Okay. Now, we talked about all the different flavor profiles you've got going in this dish. How'd you come up with this?
Well, it's an interesting dish. It's Latin, so coffee and the spiciness is something that's very popular in Latin cooking.
Oh man, that's smelling great already. That didn't take long at all.
Not at all. So once you start searing this, it takes about a minute. We can take that off of there. Now you want to set this to the side. Then what you want to do is add your onions to that.
So chopped onions, there's garlic.
Then you can add some seasonings. You add some oregano.
There's about 20 or 5 or 30 different seasonings.
We have some chili powder.
Wow.
And then we're going to mix that around. Get that caramelized. That's not going to take any time at all.
And I was reading somewhere that cumin is like the #1 spice in the world. Everybody thinks of it as like the taco flavor.
Yes, it's very popular, mainly in chilies as well. Once you see it start cooking down like that, you want to add the tomatoes. Now the acidity from the tomatoes will deglaze the pan and lift up any remnants that's sticking to it. That's where you get all your flavor. Yes, get all your flavor in that. So you mix that around.
Bill, you could do this.
You could add some brown sugar.
I couldn't even chop up all the stuff he's got. There's a lot going in there.
Add the bell peppers to that.
I mean, smell that.
Now, obviously, the order is important, and when you put this in, like you said, the tomatoes made a big difference, and now you're adding some liquid.
This is coffee now. That's the strong coffee that you want to put in.
So you just brew a strong coffee?
Yep, you brew a strong coffee, and then you just add it to it. So whatever coffee of your choice you want to select, you put that in there. So the stronger, the better.
You're going to have the flavor there.
Exactly. So you just let this, come to a simmer. And once you do that, you can add your beef back into that.
Now, you mentioned braising. What is the technique of braising?
Braising, what you want to do first is sear the meat. That's when you get nice high heat with a little bit of fat. You get the nice color that you're looking for, the caramelization on the meat, and then you add the liquid to it. The liquid allows it to cook low and slow at a low temperature, and it breaks down the connective tissue. So braising is pretty much using a combination cooking method of searing and then cooking it in a liquid. That's it.
Now, in non-TV time, how long would you leave that in there?
Okay, you would leave this in here just until it came up to a boil, and once it comes up to a boil, it will go into the oven covered for about 1 hour and 45 minutes at 300 degrees.
So it is going to be super tender at that point.
Exactly. It'll be very, very tender.
Now, you cook at a senior center.
Yes, sir.
There's a lot of spices going in here. Is this the kind of stuff you cook for those folks?
You would be so surprised the variety that we offer to our residents at Brookdale Imperial Plaza in Richmond. I mean, they love it. And if they want something different, they also have the opportunity to season things in their own manner. We have signature Brookdale spices that they can utilize and season things up however they like.
Yeah, I've used those. They don't have a lot of salt in them, no sodium at all. Yeah, but lots of flavor.
Definitely, they pack a lot of flavor.
So, okay, it's almost 2 hours later. You're going to plate this up.
Yes.
How do we do this?
Okay, so what you'll do is when you pull it out, like you said, almost 2 hours later with the magic of television, this braising liquid will be great to make a sauce with.
And it's cooking down a lot.
Yes,
in that
it'll reduce down in that time, and it'll be perfect for a sauce to ladle right onto your plate. So you'll take that braising liquid, you ladle it on the bottom of the plate. Right now, roasted carrots and Brussels sprouts is good for the season. You put that with it, and you take the meat, place it on there. We have some queso fresco that we put on the top and some microgreens. So
I was going to ask you, did you not pour the sauce over the steak, or is that that's a no-no?
It just braised. For appearance and for a plate presentation. You want to make it look as clean as possible, so you put it on the bottom. But at home, you can do it any way you like.
Yeah. Well, it's already saturated with it anyway,
it's been cooking in that liquid for an hour and 40 minutes or so. So that flavor's all infused.
Heartier this way.
It's infused with flavor.
And of course, we would serve that with a side of the the liquid itself. So if you wanted to pour some more on top, you can do that as well.
We are a society that loves its sauces.
Yeah.
Chef, thank you so much. And we're going to put this recipe on our website by early this afternoon. Just go to WTVR.com/VTM about 1 o'clock or so, and you too could be making this wonderful dish by sometime this afternoon. Yeah, I hope you did turn up that smell-o-vision button because it's fabulous.
It's
Thank you, Chef.
fantastic.
Thank you.